Hello there, what is going on guys? I am the CHALL and welcome back to another video. Now today we're going to be talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo, the star from the Milwaukee Bucks, and of course this past season's MVP, a winner from last season. And today we're going to be talking about a potential trade to the Golden State Warriors. It's just a rumour, but I wanted to discuss my thoughts on it and also look into the reasons why he will be the perfect fit at the Golden State Warriors. Now before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe and click the notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video. And for now, let's get into this particular news update. So, let's start off with the official stats surrounding this potential report. Now, according to clutchpoints.com, the rumour, how NBA shutdown can help Warriors trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo. So the NBA hiatus is quickly heading towards a 2-month suspension of the 2019-20 season, a pause that could potentially aid the Golden State Warriors' steadfast pursuit of Milwaukee Bucks star Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Warriors' interest in the Greek Freak is no secret, as they've been planning a pursuit for years, and the long layoff could actually help the franchise pull off a trade for the reigning MVP. Antetokounmpo has been a little siege during his 7 seasons with the Milwaukee Bucks, but one thing that could rattle his cage will not be reaching the greatest stage and winning it all in the NBA Finals. If this season is shut down for good, it would leave Antetokounmpo with only one more Hail Mary for a championship for his 2021 free agency, which leaves the door open for Warriors, according to San Francisco Chronicle reporter Connor Letoniu. No postseason means that there is a 0 chance for titles, as it would be hard to fathom the NBA choosing to hand out the trophy to the team with the best record, the Bucks, if Giannis finishes 7th this season with no ring on his finger as his 2021 free agency approaches. Perhaps he doesn't sign the Supermax offer and gets the wandering eye. A recent Bleacher Report story has lined up different potential deals, has gorged Andrew Wiggins and 3 first-round picks as just a trade for Antetokounmpo. But even that is a far-fetched package for the reigning MVP of the NBA League, who is also the favourite to repeat for the award. The Warriors have been preparing for a long time to take a stab at the Greek Freak. He won't come cheap, but team president Bob Myers knows a thing or two about making shrewd moves to better a franchise. Whatever it costs, Warriors know that Antetokounmpo could restore that window championship opportunity as the ultimate game changer. Now, Giannis Antetokounmpo is a small forward, so that is the position that the Warriors are likely to fill. And it's been a position they've been needing to fill for a little bit of time, for quite a bit of time, after Kevin Durant left the Warriors. It's been a void and it's been a position they've needed to fill. And it seems like Giannis Antetokounmpo has been the perfect shout for that position right from the very start, before all this other stuff came along in the past year. So I do believe that Antetokounmpo is the perfect fit for the Warriors, but would the Milwaukee Bucks let him go? And would this be a potential opportunity in the draft, in the NBA draft when that happens, for the Milwaukee Bucks, if they do let Antetokounmpo go? Would they be able to draft in a brand new small forward from the NBA draft? Now, obviously, if the Warriors don't get Giannis Antetokounmpo and he stays with the Milwaukee Bucks, because in my personal opinion, comment down below if you want to, if you don't agree with this, but I think if Giannis Antetokounmpo stays at the Milwaukee Bucks, I think he could be, in the future, in the long-term future, one of their most legendary small forwards in club history. In the history of the club. I think that in terms of the history of the team, I think he could be, if not arguably the most historic small forward in the history of the Milwaukee Bucks, if he stays there and keeps improving and keeps winning MVPs. The Bucks will get a title. Milwaukee fans, you can scream and shout and say, "Oh my God, he thinks we're going to get a title." I do think you're going to get a title. I think you're going to get a title at the Milwaukee Bucks in the next few years. That's my personal prediction, because Giannis Antetokounmpo is great, and then you've got the whole team to build around it, and it makes them better. So I think that with a couple more improvements here and there, and a couple of tweaks here and there, I think the Bucks could really be in the shout of the NBA title. They're in a shout for the title this season, but I think they could potentially win it in the next few years as well. So I do believe that Giannis will be the one to help lead the Bucks to a brand new title. And I think that if he stays there, I think he will be one of the Bucks' long-running legends, in future legends, in my opinion. So let's have a look then at an NBC Sports report about what potential reasons there could be for why Giannis could be the perfect fit, however, for the Golden State Warriors. Now, it all started with Kevin Durant. Now, Kevin Durant leaving the Golden State Warriors in the summer left a massive void at small forward, and it's unfair to ask Andrew Wiggins to fill it in. The front office were aware of that before acquiring Wiggins. Long before Wiggins came aboard, even long before they traded D'Angelo Russell, the Warriors were casting covetous eyes towards power forward Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Giannis to the Warriors speculation hit a new mark Thursday afternoon when the Bucks star's Twitter account was hacked. The hacker, among other things, posted a tweet from Antetokounmpo's account saying, "I want to come to the Warriors." But this speculation didn't just start in recent months. He was identified as a future target at least a year before Kevin Durant left town. Don't believe the Warriors didn't evaluate both Giannis and Durant. Though not nearly as accomplished, Giannis lives in Kevin Durant's neighbourhood as one of the 5 best players in the league. Here we examine 5 areas in an effort to determine if the Greek freak can fill that void. So one big thing they pointed out in this article is scoring. Durant is a 4-time scoring champ who, upon joining the Warriors, sacrificed points for wins and still averaged 25.8 per game. He was great at the rim with a 77% and from mid-range with a 51.1%, solid from deep with a 38.4%, and his jump shot is among the most reliable in the league. Antetokounmpo's jumper has improved dramatically from 34.4% to a career-high 42.1% in 2019-2020 season. That is a huge jump. But it's a work in progress still, and I think he can achieve much, much higher. But I think for that kind of jump, very impressive improvement. A career 28.5% shooter from deep, he topped 30%, 30.6 for the second time. And he's a top 5 scorer 3 seasons running because no one finishes better in transition. So overall, can Giannis fill this void in scoring? Some, but not all of them. So that's something to think about. Now this is something where Giannis can fill the void, and that is defence. When focused, Kevin Durant is good on the ball and better beyond, a rim protector and passing lane hawk. He's got the eagle eye. He rebounded well, 7.1 per game, and he has had a career high block averages in his first 2 seasons before falling off in year 3. He was by turns ordinary and spectacular. Giannis posted double-figure averages each of the last 3 seasons as expected of a power forward. His block totals are similar, but his defence impact generally is more significant, which might explain why he was voted all-defensive team in 2 of the past 3 seasons. So there's no doubt he can fill the defensive void. Playmaking, now this is another void that I believe Giannis can fill entirely. Obviously, scoring might not be the full void fill, but defence and playmaking, absolutely. Now, in terms of playmaking for Kevin Durant, he's a tight handle for someone who's 6'11". He's a very good passer, averaging 5.4 assists per game as a Golden State Warrior. He's such a dangerous scorer that it opens up teammates, and he's good at finding them. He had 11 games with at least 10 assists, and Giannis is also a very good passer, most dangerous driving and kicking out. His assist averages ticked up in each of his first 4 seasons, and he averaged 5.5 over the last 4 and over the last 3. He had 12 games over the past 3 seasons with at least 10 assists. Now, I believe that this means Giannis is very good at playmaking. I don't think he can fill the void left by Kevin Durant when he left the Warriors. Now, his closing ability, he may not fill the void yet, but there is room to improve. Now, Kevin Durant strolled into Cleveland and in back-to-back finals drained 2 of the biggest 3-point daggers in Warriors franchise history. He can close from mid-range and also pile up the points, getting to the line in late stages of the games. Defenses that hounded Durant will sag on Giannis until he proves he can punish them beyond the arc. Giannis didn't play a lot of close games over the past couple of seasons, and he produced mixed results when he did. So I think that there is room to improve with Giannis on his closing ability and his ability to close down the play. So I think he can grow into that, but I think that could come with the package that the Warriors are going to be potentially getting. There is room to improve, but he's still a world-class player. Now, in terms of a cultural fit, now, Durant was low maintenance in year 1 with the Warriors, enjoying his new home and his new teammates. But it took a turn for the worse late in year 2, and in year 3, as he grew restless and isolated, it just fell apart. Giannis has said on numerous occasions that he loves Milwaukee and there's no sign of disharmony with teammates or coaches. And it's an encouraging sign for the Warriors that he and fellow Octagon client Stephen Curry have a bond. Now, filling that void, I think at least and probably more, it says on the article. So I think that even though he loves the Bucks, I think his friendship with Curry could help him fit in a lot better in Golden State, as well as, staying in Milwaukee. So it's a bit of a 50-50 one, that one. So Antetokounmpo is eligible for the Supermax extension, and the Bucks are expected to send that offer to his agent, Alex Saratis, as soon as the NBA calendar allows, and it's uncertain whether the Greek freak will sign it. If he re-signs, the Warriors will have to modify their plan, so that's why I mentioned about the NBA draft. Maybe the Warriors go in for a small forward or a power forward from the NBA draft to fit the bill. We're going to be looking at the NBA draft, predicted lottery, and where teams are going to predict and where teams are going to get the first pick and things like that. So I do believe that Golden State, if they were to restudy their plans and reconfigure their plans, they could go for a power forward or small forward in that NBA draft to build up a future talent to fill the void. They've studied their financials and considered a future trade, or they can simply abandon the quest. If he doesn't sign and becomes an unrestricted free agent in 2021, the Warriors will certainly be there at the first attempt, and they have a good chance of finding the only player capable of filling the KD void. And Giannis will be more than a year younger than KD when he came to California. So those are some interesting points there from this. Now, obviously, if Giannis doesn't want to go to the Golden State and he wants to stay in Milwaukee, he loves Milwaukee, he hasn't fallen out with coaches or players, which is fantastic. By the way, I'm really sorry to Giannis if he's watching this for your account getting hacked. Really sorry to hear that, mate. However, if Giannis decides to stay and there is no chance of him leaving Milwaukee and Golden State have to look at the draft, you've got to look at Golden State. They've got the first, projected, updated as of the 20th of April 2020 on NBADraft.net, they're predicted to have the first pick above Cleveland, Minnesota, Atlanta, Detroit, all the rest of the teams. So in the first round of the draft, the Golden State has pick number 1 in the draft, in the first round. And looking down, they also have picks. They're projected to have picks 51 and 52. So, it's a very interesting one, really. Because there's obviously some fantastic players. Obviously, if Golden State are looking for, a small forward or a power forward to fill the versatility void that Giannis would have left if he didn't join the Warriors and stay with Milwaukee. Obviously, the first picks would be, for power forward, it would be Obi Toppin. For small forward, it would be the Israeli Denny Advija. I think that's how it's pronounced his name. I'm not too sure. I'm sorry. But Advija and Obi Toppin, they're the two forwards. The power forward, the small forward, and the power forward. Power forward Toppin, small forward Denny Advija. They'd be the first names on the list for a future power forward or small forward to grow into the void that's left by Kevin Durant and what could have been filled by Giannis if he decided to leave Milwaukee Bucks either this summer or when he becomes a free agent in 2021 if he doesn't re-sign with the Bucks. But hopefully for Milwaukee's sake he does re-sign with the Bucks, because I think he'll be a great fit. Now, actually looking on the Milwaukee Bucks and looking at their draft picks, they're projected to have number 16. No, not number 16, sorry, number 18. I got confused with the logos on the NBADraft.net. So yeah, Milwaukee's set to have number 18. They're also set to have, in terms of the NBA draft picks further down, in the top 60, they've only got that number 18 pick. So, they've got to look for a potential replacement, and apparently the projected number 18 pick from Milwaukee would be a small forward / power forward from Memphis called Precious Achiuwa. I think that's how it's pronounced. So yeah, it should be very interesting if Giannis does go to the Warriors this season or next season, and the fact that they could replace him in the NBA draft this season as sort of as a compulsory sort of emergency plan measure, shall we say, an emergency plan in place just in case Giannis does go either as a free agent next season or this season to the Warriors as part of like a trade thing. But if not, if Golden State do have to reconfigure their plans, I do believe personally that they will go for a power forward or a small forward, either Denny Adviji or Obi Toppin for that #1 pick. I think that is the case. I think if they don't go for Giannis, they've got to look for that position in the draft. I think to be fair, even if Giannis does go to the Warriors either this season or next season, I do think that the Golden State need to be looking at that power forward, small forward position, because I personally believe that they need to fill the void anyway. You know, they've got to have the future talent behind, you know, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and if he's not coming, whoever fills that void in for the experience side of things. But I think if you're looking for it, obviously it's a power forward, so Giannis is going to be the #1 choice. If they can't get him and he stays with the Bucks and just gets, you know, made a free agent in 2021 or he re-signs on a new contract, I personally believe that you've got the opportunity there to bring in Obi Toppin and grow him into that power forward role with the Warriors. So I think that the Warriors and the Bucks are going to go through a bit of a transfer. It's like football, isn't it? It's a bit of a transfer saga. It's like a love triangle, like a love-hate triangle, really, between the Bucks, the Warriors, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Durant is sort of like the side character in this little soap opera storyline, and the NBA draft is sort of a subplot that could tie into the main plot. That's how I'm thinking about this in terms of a storyline. So I'm thinking this is going to be a interesting transfer window in the NBA, an interesting trade centre, shall we say. Obviously, when the NBA draft does happen, it should be interesting to see where everyone goes. And of course, on this channel, I will release a video basically summing up the NBA draft and who got picked and, you know, where they've gone. Do I think it's a great fit or not? So that video will be coming when the NBA draft does happen and we get those picks in. But for now, guys, thank you very, very much for watching this video on Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Golden State Warriors. My name is the CHALL. Please like, comment, subscribe. Goodbye.